there, this is Emily Rollerson with the Rollerson Group at Keller Williams Realty, and I'm here today with Kelly Korn with Certainty Home Loans, and she is one of our favorite lenders to work with, and we are so blessed to be here today and be able to ask her some very common questions that our buyers ask. So the first question that we have is about down payments. So I get this question a lot. People are asking if they have to have a down payment in order to purchase a home. What's your advice on that?
I absolutely love this question because there is still a very common misconception out there that you have to have 20% as a down payment.
Right.
And that's simply not the case anymore. There are a large amount of loan products out there that require less than the scary 20%. Back in the day, people for a conventional loan would put 20% down just to simply avoid mortgage insurance.
Sure.
But now with the main four loan products being conventional, FHA, VA, and USDA, you do not require 20%. For conventional, if you're a first-time home buyer, you can put down as little as 3%. If you're not a first-time home buyer, you can put down as little as 5%. For an FHA loan, they do require a minimum of 3.5%. And then if you were to go with a VA or a USDA loan, those loans are or can be 100% financed, so you do not have to put any down payment.
That's phenomenal.
Absolutely.
So really good news on that. The other question we get asked often is about closing costs. What are closing costs and how much should I expect to have to pay? Especially in this market, we're seeing a lot of times that with multiple offers and people, sellers are really not wanting to pay the buyer's closing costs. So the buyers have these questions, okay, well, how much should I expect to come to closing with?
Absolutely. So this also is another common misconception. For anyone who has closed on a home, they probably remember the long list of fees that went into whenever they were signing those documents.
Right.
Attorney fees, commitment fees, appraisal fees, credit report fees, all of those fees come standard. So whether you are purchasing an $80,000 home or a $400,000 home, those fees are standard across the board.
Okay.
Now what makes the big difference is what time of year you're closing and if you're deciding to escrow your mortgage insurance and taxes.
Okay.
So if you're deciding to escrow, those fees are going to be making the biggest difference in your cost of closing. So the common misconception in the day of, oh, it's about 3% of your purchase price, that's not the case. It really depends on if you're going to be escrowing, what time of year you're closing,
right,
and of course if the seller is going to be closing or helping you with closing costs.
Okay, great. Well, that is good to know. So another question that we get asked a lot is, how do I know which loan is best for me and my situation? So what would your advice be on how to pick which loan product that they're going to use?
So no matter which lender that you go with, most of your lenders are always going to have a large amount of options for you. So that can be kind of daunting, especially for a first-time home buyer. So depending on the loan program, so again, the four major ones being conventional, FHA, VA, and USDA, about 80% of those loans will fall within conventional or FHA.
Okay.
So basically you want to ask yourself, how much money that you are willing to put down,
okay,
what your desired monthly payment will be.
Sure.
So that can also help you determine which loan program to go with because
okay,
of course interest rates are always going to be a factor.
Right.
Do you want the lowest interest rate or do you want the lowest monthly payment? Because those two do not conversely always go together.
Right.
So it always goes back to talk with your lender, make sure that they are aware of what's important to you, weigh the pros and cons. You get a lender that knows their products, they're going to be able to give you the positive aspects and the negative aspects of each loan.
Right.
So at the end of the day, what's important to you, and then they can break it down and give you a concise list of loan options for you.
Great. So the last question I have for you is about what should buyers know when shopping for a lender? There's so many options out there. There's credit unions. There's tons of different options for them.
Mm-hmm.
So what should buyers do when they're shopping for a lender?
So shopping for a lender is kind of like shopping for the perfect car. You want to weigh what's important to you.
Okay.
So for a first-time home buyer, I know when I went through the process, I wanted someone to basically hold my hand the entire way.
Sure.
I know in this day and age, everything is so technologically advanced. You can do everything from your phone. But for this was a big decision for me. I kind of needed someone to be there and have kind of a face-to-face contact that I can call on. So whether that's important to you, if you want to have someone local in your area, choose a lender that you can pop into their office if you need to. It's not always going to have to be a phone call. You
Right.
always have that personalized experience.
Okay.
And then also make sure that you have a lender that knows your financial situation. This can be kind of an intimidating process, giving all that information to a lender.
Yes.
But if the more information that they have, the better off that they are able to choose that loan product for you.
Okay.
So I know for my buyers, I'm able to look at their financial situation and determine, how long are you going to be in the home? Let's look at a 7/1 ARM, or if you do not have a lot of assets, let's look into possible down payment assistance programs.
Okay.
So make sure that your lender is very knowledgeable of all the products that can be offered to you and that they're available to you at any point that you need.
Right. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us
Absolutely.
today.
Yeah.
I know our buyers appreciate the information. It was really awesome advice. And we're going to link all of her contact information below with Certainty Home Loans. So if you have any more questions for her or for the Rollerson Group about purchasing a home, please contact us, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.